This one's for you, Grandpa!
I think you're wonderful. When somebody says that to me, I feel wonderful, as wonderful can be. It makes me want to say the same thing to somebody new. And by the way, I've been meaning to say, I think you're wonderful too. If we practice this phrase in the most honest way, and find something special in someone each day, we'll lift up the world one heart at a time. It all starts by saying this one simple line. I think you're wonderful. When somebody says that to me, I feel wonderful, as wonderful can be. It makes me want to say the same thing to somebody new. And by the way, I've been meaning to say, I think you're wonderful too. When each one of us feels important inside, loving and giving and glad we're alive. Oh, what a difference we'll make in each day, all because someone decided to say, I think you're wonderful. When somebody says that to me, I feel wonderful, as wonderful can be. It makes me want to say the same thing to somebody new. And by the way, I've been meaning to say, I think you're wonderful too.
Just wanted to make their heart skip a little bit. Well, I have to say that as I've gotten older and experienced more, I think the biggest thing I'm grateful for my dad is that he was brave enough to, after, I guess, almost 8.5 years of no babies, well, I mean a few years of no babies, he was brave enough to welcome another baby into the world. That would be me. And, yeah, I just think my mom and my dad had so much courage to jump back into the baby scene, and I appreciate that very much. So, I think that's partly why I have, probably the reason why I have 11 children. Because I just can't say no, but they're waiting to come, and I can't say no. So, some of my favorite memories of my dad were going on walks to the little school up across the great vineyards and the playground. We would play on the, he would push me on the swings. We'd go on walks to the creek on the other side of our neighborhood across the pear orchards. And the long drives to Utah in the summers, to Cedar City especially, to see our family. Those are really special memories for me. And to feel the love in his home and with his mom, Claire. His dad passed away when I was like 5 years old. And watching my dad serve in the state presidency through my whole youth was a great blessing to me, to see him just humbly and diligently serve through all pretty much my growing up years. He was bishop when I was born, so I don't really remember that. We used to go camping up at the Henty Woods, and I loved that. And we would sometimes go regularly pick cherries and apples. So I realized as I thought, we did so many fun outdoor and nature things, and just enjoying their garden and the amazing fruits and vegetables. And I asked children some of their favorite core memories from my parents, and just 3 I'm going to share. Which one of my favorite memories is making applesauce with him. It was also such a treat living with them a little while during my college days. They were always so sweet and hospitable. For me, it's just, and this is a different child. For me, it's just that every time I visit, he is all love and smiles. Has always made me feel welcome and a part of the family from the very beginning. This was our daughter-in-law. Especially considering how many grandchildren and children-in-laws he has. He's always asking how we are, and I'm always surprised at what he remembers. He's very loving and caring. And then another child said, one of my favorite memories of Grandpa is whenever he would pull out his guitar and play for us. He has such a gift for music. And I love listening to both his guitar and his voice. Those moments always felt special and full of love. And just the last thing I want to share is that I really appreciate my parents teaching me that happiness and peace in this life is obtainable by living very simply without lots of luxury and extravagance.
I was doing the sound check to make sure Mom and Dad could hear from where they are sitting. I want to talk a little bit about the legacy that my father has left all of us. This really has impacted me. And talking about some of his personal characteristics that I've observed. I have never known my father to take offense from other people. He just doesn't do that. He's just been above that. I've never heard him speak ill of people. Whether it's neighbors, co-workers, church members, leaders. And I've never heard him complain. He's not a complainer. Even now at his age, I know he has aches and pains. And life's not comfortable. But he never complains. If something needs to be done, he just does it. He doesn't wait around. I do some work in his yard occasionally, and I always have to look around to see if he's following me. He usually is, whether it's leaves or not. But sometimes I'm tempted to pull the ladder up on the roof because I'm afraid he'll climb up there with me when they're cleaning gutters. But he's just always wants to be helpful. Dad always has a sense of adventure. I don't think he would have taken 5 kids to Brazil in the 1960s without having a sense of adventure and going places. Nor would he serve multiple missions, including living overseas, without having some adventuresome nature to him. I've never known my father to talk down to people. He looks at people as equals, and he's never looked at himself as being better than someone else, even though he's generally one of the more educated people and accomplished people in many circles. When I was a teenager, he was the bishop of the ward, and I home taught with him to a family that had continual welfare needs. And he was faithful to go there and help them. And never at once did I hear a complaint or even the suggestion that they were something less than he was. Even when it was inconvenient and even maybe not very welcome. He was always just so generous in being kind to people. Dad knows how to plant things. He's an agronomist, that may come by in nature, but he doesn't just plant things, he plants relationships. I was at church last Sunday, and in the hallway, a brother from another ward came up to me and he said, "How's your dad doing?" He's a brother that lived in our state growing up. He lived in Fort Bragg. And he just, every time he sees me, he says, "How's your dad? He's such a great man. He has such a powerful influence on me." So he knows how to plant relationships as well as people. And he's always planted roots wherever he's gone. He's grown trees and nurtured people. And even in his later years, living in Provo, he got involved with Utah Sons of Pioneers and worked at the Pioneer Park. He's just been a doer and someone who's been involved. And most importantly, he's valued in his life what Heavenly Father values most, and that is family. He's always put family first in the things that are of most significance to him. And I think he does that because he knows what is of eternal significance to him. And as Karolyn mentioned, We have great memories of our annual trip to Utah and the long drives across Nevada. And I think one of the reasons he would do that is he wanted us to appreciate what our heritage was. Because there we would learn stories of ancestors and raising sheep and snowstorms and a heritage that needed to be preserved. And that's one of the reasons we're meeting today. We want to preserve a heritage that goes back generations, that we all harvest from fields that we didn't plant. And what we have been given by our ancestors is giving us great abundance and great harvest in our lives now. Dad always knew that if you don't have an appreciation for your heritage and what's come before you, you lose touch with that. And if you lose touch with that, you've lost a lot. And societies and cultures and families don't do well when they don't value the things they've been given. So we've been given much. One of the things we learned on our many summers in southern Utah as kids growing up, and even since then, what it means to be a Jones. And one of the things we learned from Dad, it means being firm and knowing who you are and what you stand for. It means knowing that there is a God in heaven and that He is in control, and you can look to Him for answers and blessings, even amongst difficulties and challenges. It means being true to that God and always putting Him first in your life and not being deceived and by the fake and the counterfeit. And Dad's always known what was right. He's never been dissuaded or even tempted to look towards other things that were just false and unsteady. He knows that the real rewards to all of us come not in this life, but in life to come. And that's what Karolyn alluded to. Mom and Dad have always lived a simple life. They've not valued the things of this world. I've never known them to value stuff, which I think is a great compliment, one of the hard things for us to do. But being a Jones, and Dad knew his ancestors pretty well, all except Thomas, the first Jones, but he knew that being a Jones meant being a Thomas, one who was willing to leave family and come to America for the sake of the gospel, and to forsake all and give all, so that he would show his commitment to God above all else at any cost. And being a Jones meant being a Lehi, one who would spend days, weeks, months, years by himself riding out to the West Desert, delivering mail to help a widowed mother and younger siblings survive. And what a great man he became, and passed on a heritage to each of us. Being a Jones meant being a William, my father's father, great-grandfather to you, and great-great-grandfather to some of you, who worked hard and cooperated with his families and brothers to get through the Depression. And times were hard, and that they always worked and pulled for each other, and he became a very devoted teacher and a great example of goodness. And being a Jones means being a Milton, who's learned and followed his ancestors and valued those relationships by being committed to God in all things, being loyal to family, a teacher, an example of goodness, and always putting others ahead of yourself and serving them. So, Dad, in each of us, we see some of you for what you've given us and the heritage that is ours, and we're greatly indebted. We know getting to 100 isn't easy, and it's not especially fun, but we honor and love you and admire you and appreciate your goodness and all that you've given us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I love you.
Okay. All right. If you didn't know, the Hales really do struggle with names. Struggle with mine. Grandpa Jones, before I start your tribute, I do have one question for you. Can you hear me okay? My wife, Nina, who can't be here today, wants to know, you're about to be 100 in just a few days, but how old do you feel? What do you feel your age is mentally inside? What age do you feel?
I feel 100.
Okay, all right. We have harmony. I like that. That's a good representation of Grandpa, I think. Internal and external harmony. Okay. I'm just going to read this because I got a bunch of thoughts down and I don't want to miss anything. But what a remarkable day to celebrate. I know we're just a few days from the actual day, but what a remarkable day to celebrate Grandpa's 100th birthday. Every time I say Grandpa, I hear Janelle say Grandpa. I don't know if anybody else says Grandpa in here, but I'll say Grandpa. 100 years of life richly lived, filled with faith, family, music, service, and quiet generosity. Grandpa, we are all here because of you, and our hearts are overflowing with love and gratitude, truly. Grandpa's roots run deep. There's going to be some duplication here because so many wonderful things have already been said, but I think about the legacy that Grandpa ties us to Lehigh Wheeler Jones, to Human Jones, the incredible stories we've heard of them. And it's so cool these are such heroes and legends in my mind, but Grandpa knew them personally and had relationships with them. Am and I were talking about this morning on our way up to the sledding hill with some little kids, and just really, really cool to know that, to be at his feet and to have a relationship with him. So he truly does tie us to legends of the past. Their pioneer spirit of hard work, perseverance, devotion, it lives on in him, connecting us across generations to the values that have shaped our family. He grew up farming and herding sheep, surrounded by vast fields and the daily rhythms of rural life. From a young age, he learned the lessons of the land, patience, diligence, and stewardship that would define his future. That foundation led him to earn a PhD in agronomy from the University of Ohio and work for UC Berkeley. And his expertise took him around the globe. UC Davis, I mean. So as Rich said, to Brazil, New Zealand, countless countries around the world. Beautiful life that he lived. He shared knowledge that helped feed nations, really, and improve lives through his work. What a cool career. Later in life, he and Grandma served a full-time mission for the church in Scotland, touching hearts with their testimony and their love and their powerful examples. Some of our sweetest memories, some of my sweetest memories especially, and I think my siblings and family share this, they come from simpler times at home. We can still hear Grandpa strumming his guitar, filling the air with beloved folk songs that brought us all together, songs of home, faith, and simpler days. Those melodies wrapped around us like a warm blanket. And who could forget him pushing us grandchildren around the yard in his trusty wheelbarrow, laughing as we begged for one more ride, or taking us fishing, even though one time we forgot worms. I don't know if you remember that, Grandpa. How many grandkids got wheelbarrow rides from Grandpa? Okay. There's only a few of the lucky.
Just the Hales.
They were epic. They shaped my future of adventure and risk-taking. For us, growing up, visiting Grandma and Grandpa in California was just one of the most anticipated trips that I can remember. Just spending time with them in their beautiful home, in their garden. And of course, they had the trampoline and the swimming pool that didn't hurt anything. Running through the orchards and all the things that we did, playing in the creek. What a great place to live. Grandpa's faithful service in the church has been a lifelong example. Serving in callings, teaching, leading with humility and devotion. Above all, he has lived as a true disciple of Christ, embodying the counsel in Hale 5:12. Remember, that is upon the rock of our Redeemer, who is Christ, the Son of God, that you must build your foundation, a foundation whereon, if men build, they cannot fall. Through a century of joys and challenges, Grandpa has stood firm on that rock, showing us what it means to live with unwavering faith, kindness, and integrity. Integrity is defined as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. I think we would all agree that defines Grandpa. Certainly describes him. One of the quietest, yet most powerful parts of Grandpa's legacy is his remarkable frugality. By living simply and wisely, he's been able to reach out and lift children, grandchildren, and many others quietly and without want for recognition, helping with missions, education, weddings, and times of need. His generosity, born of careful stewardship, has changed lives and opened doors that might otherwise have remained closed. Grandpa, you've been our teacher, our entertainer, our example, and our quiet benefactor. Today, as you reach the incredible milestone of 100 years, we honor the extraordinary life that you have lived. And I think as I look around this room, I see just the most high caliber, wonderful people that I know. And this group right here, your posterity, is indeed a tribute to you and the life that you have led. And I know that we are all deeply grateful to you for what you have given us. Happy birthday, Grandpa. We love you.
All right, the Drennans have something.
I put in enough hours working on the video that this counts as our tribute. But I did want to say a few words before. Here's Grandpa. I forgot you're not over there anymore. But it is obviously a pretty rare and special thing to celebrate 100 years of a lifetime. And it's also special and rare to be able to look back on 100 years worth of pictures and memories and videos. And I know that the great-grandkids just got here and wanted to give just like a quick overview because you're going to see a lot of pictures without a whole lot of context in this video. But I wanted to give a quick overview. I know Aaron just kind of did that a little bit too of Grandpa's life, and then you'll see it brought to life in the video. So Grandpa was born January 15th, 1926, long time ago. He's the oldest. He was the oldest of 4 siblings, one of which is here tonight. Grandpa grew up working in his family's farming and livestock business and learned how to ride a horse at the age of 6. Look for that picture in the video. After graduating high school, he served in the Navy at the end of World War II. Then as a missionary for 2 years in Southern California. He received a PhD in agronomy from Ohio State. And yeah, boo, for us Michiganders, yeah. He married his forever companion, Grace, in 1951. They've been married for, can anyone tell me how many years? 74 years. 74 years. I can't even get one, and he has 74 years. Grandpa devoted his life to service of others, serving as a bishop, a high counselor, and a stake presidency counselor. And with Grace, he served 2 full-time missions in Edinburgh, Scotland, and Atlanta, Georgia. You'll see a couple pictures from there as well. And then well into his 90s, he continued to serve as a temple worker, an officer of the Sons of Utah Pioneers, and he volunteered as a reading tutor and a Provo Pioneer Village tour guide. Grandpa has 6 children, 37 grandchildren, and 78, I think, maybe more than that now, great-grandchildren, and a lot of them, yeah, more on the way. But Grandpa, we're so grateful for you. It was just such a cool experience to be able to sit through so many pictures and videos from your life. And anyways, enjoy the video. We love you, Grandpa.
Okay, yeah. In the meantime, we'll scoot closer. Thank you.
Grandpa, do you want to go closer?
It fell from her hand and
and went through a hole in the wall. It was a red yo-yo, red yo-yo, red yo-yo. Was a red yo-yo with a yellow brick string. The dairy we ate, she went to the jelly, and he sent me out of the room. It's pleasing to tell that he ran to you. Little sweetheart of the mountains, with the eyes of blue. Once again I'll say that I love you. All the birds sing all the day. And it's springtime in the Rockies, in the Rockies far away. Where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, Charlie Billy? I have been to seek a wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot be her mother. Did she invite you to come in, Billy boy, Billy boy? Did she invite you in, Billy? And the answer will play. Seldom is heard, but still she learned, and the skies are not cloudy always. I'll walk in at night, when the heavens are bright, I'll light from the glittering stars. How I stood there amazed and asked at my gate, what the glory exceeds that of ours. Home down the lane, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Joneses are everywhere under the sun. Raised in secret, will like their balcony, horses, leaves, and the sheep, life had begun. Joneses are everywhere under the sun. Born in 1926, before Velcro or cake mix, cell phones are selfie sticks, but they do fun. Joneses are everywhere under the sun. One of the Loyalists served in the army race, then met his wife and grace. Two lives became one. Joneses are everywhere under the sun. Well, on those two boys they had all in their county work. They thought it suited
Boom, boom, boom. Happy birthday, happy birthday. This is your day, so happy birthday to you.
Boom, boom, boom. We're all waiting for the celebration, to begin. So blow out the candles on your cake and make a wish. Woo! Serve everybody's favorite dish, boom, boom, boom. Happy birthday, happy birthday.